Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action to create big ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this. The door won't open. We're locked in. So if you've been listening to anything I've been sharing over the course of the last few days here, this past weekend, my wife and I went to Las Vegas for a date night. And on that date night, we actually got to see Gwen Stefani on Friday night. Well, there was a whole series of events that took place prior to that. And if you heard Monday's podcast, you know that there was an issue just while we were at home with my merchant accounts for my business. And then, obviously, we moved into the trip to Las Vegas. Well, when we arrived in Las Vegas and got to the Planet Hollywood Hotel, our room was not ready. Now, this was not a big deal. We aren't those people who get all upset and huffy with people. We said, hey, we're going to go ahead and explore. We're both starving. We'll go get some lunch. And by the time we're done, we should be good to go. So as we go have a very nice lunch together, we head back up to register to get back into our room, and we still can't get in. Well, fortunately, a woman, we have no idea where she came from, saw us looking to get into our room and said, here, come with me, I'll help you. And she pulled us from the automated check-in system over to her desk, where she promptly got us room keys, and we were able to go up to our room. Now, when we got up to our room and opened the door, at first sight, we're going, wow, this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful room, until we got to the windows. Now, what I had actually paid for and reserved was a room that would overlook the Bellagio fountains. And if you've ever been to Las Vegas before, you've seen the fountains and the light show with the water show of the fountains. It's quite a spectacle. It's a beautiful sight. And what we were now looking at, though, and if you have been, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So but as we looked out our window, what we ended up seeing was I believe it was the Polo Towers. Yeah, you can tell I'm really excited about that one, even as I'm sharing this right now. It's called the Polo Towers, and we're looking at the Polo Towers, and we look straight down, and we can see a few dumpsters, and we're going, wow, this is not the view that I paid for. Now, this is my wife's gift. This is date night. I want everything to be absolutely wonderful, and granted, it's still going to be wonderful, but this isn't what I paid for. So she looks at me and says, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go down and get what we paid for, what we expected, and that they deliver. So I call, and now first of all, I made the phone call. And the woman on the phone was very rude and said that the whole place was sold out and there was no possible way we were going to get a room facing the fountains. So we promptly grabbed our bags, we went back downstairs, and we went to talk to Lisa, who is the woman who helped us in the first place. And as she looked through, she went through our reservation. She kept looking. She said, well, first of all, it looks like whoever booked it, they had you down wrong. And so she went down that path. She's like, but I'm not going to hold that against you. We're going to just get this taken care of. And so she proceeds to get us a room that is facing the fountains. Now we go ahead and head back on up to our room. We walk into the room and boom, we walk right to that window and there are the fountains. And so it's been a long day, and we're ready to sit down. My wife has to pump. She's still pumping for our now 11-month, in a few days, our 11-month-old walker. So she's going to go ahead and pump, and I'm going to go ahead and unpack. Well, as we unpack, I go ahead and check the refrigerator. As I check the refrigerator does not work. And if you know anything about pumping, you got to be able to put that milk somewhere and keep it cold. So we have to go ahead and make a phone call for some help, maintenance, to come up to our room and either fix the refrigerator or bring us a new one. Whatever happens, it needs to get taken care of. Well, as maintenance comes to our door and we hear this, I go to open the door, and as I go to open the doorknob comes off of our door. Now, at this point in time, my wife and I are both laughing because the last 45 minutes have been one issue after another. And if you recall correctly, I started this day and this trip with a 2-hour issue in the morning of taking care of a merchant account for my business that was screwed up by somebody else. In other words, there was just these little challenges that were thrown at us all throughout the course of the day. But at this point in time, we are looking at each other and just laughing. What can you really do about it? And what we could do about it is figure out a way to let the maintenance man in so he could do his job. So after a little bit of finagling and the two of us sitting there trying to get the door to open, we were finally able to get it to a piece where we thought it would work. It didn't. The janitor or maintenance man says, you know what, just scoot back. I thought maybe he was going to shoot a hole in the door, but he went ahead and he put his card in the door and he was able to push the door open to get into our room. Now, what is the point of all this for you in your life? What I know about many people is as things like this continue to happen and it seems like one thing after another goes wrong, is they actually let it affect their day in a negative way. In other words, instead of being able to find like light at the end of the tunnel, instead of being able to shake it off, instead of being able to laugh at it, people tend to carry these things with them. I started my day with an hour and a half to 2 hours of fixing a merchant account for my clients. That was not the way that I intended to start my day, but I had to get it fixed and taken care of, and so I did. We got a hotel room that wasn't the right room. We then got the right room with a refrigerator that didn't work. We then had help to fix the refrigerator, but couldn't let the helper in because the door broke. Now, when you say it like that, there's a lot of stuff that's gone wrong, but yet through it all, we are just enjoying time together. Through it all, we are just laughing. Through it all, we're just happy to be where we're at. We're happy to be in Las Vegas. We're happy to be together. We're happy we're going on a date. We're happy we're spending time together. We're happy with our family. Like, there could be way more serious things that could happen in our lives other than the series of events that took place on that Friday. And so, as I share this with you, I ask you, how are you handling these things in your life? The things that we seemingly make big and huge and like they're the worst things in the world, but yet they're little things that don't have to add up to a catastrophe in the energy of your day. And so I would implore you and ask you to go ahead and look at body, being, balance, and business. And where is it that you're just taking things way too seriously? Where is it that you are just so tightly wound, you are just a tight ass in these areas, that when something happens, it sets you off and puts you into a negative place, into a negative mood, into negative energy? Whereas the reality is we even share this right now, you could look at those areas, wherever it is in body, being, balance, or business, and realize it's not that big of a deal. And in fact, if I were just to shake it off sooner than later, I could course correct faster and be on track for creating what it is that I want to create. See, around every corner is an opportunity, or around every corner is a distraction of negativity, that you could actually continue the path of negativity and be upset that today was just a bad day, that today things just did not go my way. Boy, I just want to go to bed and chalk this up as a loss and find a way to win tomorrow. Or you can be the person that finds a way to just get perspective, to take a look at the situation and realize that it is not the end of the world, that I can course correct, I can maneuver through this, and I can still turn the negative into a positive. This is not looking at the garden and saying that there's no weeds in the garden, folks. This is saying I'm going to find a solution to pull the weeds. I'm going to find a solution to stay in control of my energy and my focus and my productivity throughout the course of the day. Because if I don't, the only other option becomes to lose energy, to lose focus, to lose productivity. And in essence, you lose the day. And this game called life, we are not in it to lose the day. We're in it to win it. That's all I've got for you here today. Hey, if you haven't already, please, 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 please invite your friends, your loved ones, your coworkers to Commit and Go the podcast. Have them shoot on over to iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher and subscribe, rate, and or review. And if you haven't done so already, I'd appreciate it if you would do the same. And please make sure to head on over to www.commitandgo.com. And when you go over there, I got a free gift waiting for you. It is the Time Mastery Program, how to manage your time and your energy for greater productivity in life and in business. This is a free gift from me to you. An 8-module course is going to walk you through effective time management. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. Hey, I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action to create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time.